Hello, I want to thank you for clicking on my channel. I'm PI187, and today I'm going to be reacting to top 10 best attractions to visit in Wales because I heard a few of the videos I've already watched overlooked Wales, and a lot of people have mentioned there's a lot of really nice stuff in Wales. So let's check this out. Alright, we ready? Let's do this.
Wales offers some of the most diverse activities and attractions in the UK, with majestic mountains in the north, tropical-esque beaches in the south, and rolling countryside in the center, not to mention its vibrant cities. Welcome to Watchzilla. Today we are going to explore the underrated country in the United Kingdom, Wales. There is so much to see and do throughout this wonderful country, it can be tricky narrowing down Wales' attractions and unique destinations to visit during a trip. Discover fantastic things to see like iconic local attractions, ancient heritage sites and incredible natural scenery as you explore this country. You could spend your day climbing hiking magnificent Snowdonia, exploring the streets of bustling Cardiff, or spending lazy days on the sandy beaches of the Gower Peninsula. Number 10. Cardiff Castle. Perhaps the most photographic of Wales' many castles, Cardiff Castle is a must-visit. There's a medieval keep at its heart, but it's the later additions to Cardiff Castle that really capture the imagination. This castle right in the center of the city used to,
Oh,
until
wow.
recently, feature free roaming peacocks. Even without them, there's plenty to see. Boasting still intact sections constructed more than 1,000 years ago, the splendidly preserved castle can take a
That's crazy. Look at the detail in this stuff. Over 1,000 years ago, they're saying.
few hours to explore. In Victorian times, extravagant mock Gothic features were grafted onto this relic,
Yeah, that's wow. Oh, this is neat. Above the fireplace, like they got a little mock castle going on. Guess that's supposed to be like with the castle doors by the looks of it.
including a clock tower and a lavish banqueting hall. Go on a tour and learn about the history, enjoy the beautiful and intricate interiors of the rooms, and walk around the lush green grounds. A variety of guided tour options are available,
Hmm.
along with an information audio guide that can be picked up from the visitor center. Some but not all of this flamboyant fantasy world can be accessed with regular castle entry, the rest can be visited as part of a guided tour. Locals who want to visit regularly can get a key pass for unlimited free visits. Highlights include the state apartments, notable for its informative displays relating to life in the castle over the ages, as well as the attractive old chapel. Other notable features include the well-preserved banqueting hall with its medieval murals and elaborate fireplace. Look for the trebuchet and falcons on the grounds. If there's still time after your castle adventure, try to squeeze in a visit to the National Museum, Cardiff. Undoubtedly topping the list of the best things to do for free in Cardiff, this major attraction houses impressive collections focusing
Those stained glass windows they got in this place are really nice also, like you don't see that much anymore.
on archaeology, zoology, and botany, as well as the arts. The National Museum of Art is housed in the same building and features a number of works by some of the world's most important artists, including Old Masters and Welsh painters. Be sure to allow plenty of time to do so in your Cardiff sightseeing itinerary. Number 9. Cardiff. So, as the capital of Wales, there are obviously lots of amazing things to do in the city, that's a given. Though, if you're short on time, it can sometimes be a little tricky to pick just a few. Thus, if you're looking for good eats and great shopping, Cardiff is perfect. Located in the southeast corner of Wales, Cardiff became the country's capital in 1955 and launched a number of
That looks
projects to
really
improve
cool.
the ancient port city shortly thereafter. Once here, make sure to visit the iconic Cardiff Castle, see Millennium Centre in Cardiff Bay, Castell Coch and explore St. Fagans, which is a historic museum on the outskirts of the city. Uncover ancient history or head straight to the sports stadium before spending an evening at the theatre. The 74,000-seat Millennium Sports Stadium and the futuristic Wales Millennium Centre for the Performing Arts
That's quite a view, isn't it? Got the old mixed in with the modern. After you go past here, obviously these are all newer places back here. But yeah,
Have
that's
now
pretty
joined
sweet.
Cardiff Castle as the city's star attractions. The 11th century castle gives visitors a great introduction to Welsh history, and a climb to the top of the keep offers stunning views of the city and surrounding countryside. With its exhibits of Roman pottery and gold.
Now that's a good view of it right there. Look at that. Like quite the wall going on around the outside here to keep people out, eh? And then a moat. Double protection, keeping people out. Yeah. That's awesome.
Gold jewelry dating back to the Bronze Age. The National Museum.
Oh, wow. Now look at how big it is. Jeez. That's a really good view. Was this the other part they were showing us when we were inside? Obviously they weren't showing us the inside of that. That's just a circle. But that is wild.
Museum Cardiff is also a must-see attraction. Alternatively, Cardiff is a great base for exploring the south of Wales. A couple day trips from Cardiff could include Brecon Beacons, Pembrokeshire Coast, and St. David's. Number 8, St. David's Cathedral. Located in the city of St. David's in Pembrokeshire County, St. David's Cathedral is a beautiful example of religious architecture in the Middle Ages. Safe to say, St. David's is a pretty cool place to check out. Hidden in a hollow and behind high wall, St. David's Cathedral is intentionally unassuming. It sits in a bowl and can therefore be viewed from above, making it a spectacular sight for visitors. Founded in the 16th century, St. David's holds immense history that's pretty freaking cool. For example, the original St. David's Cathedral was frequently plundered by the Vikings and burned down in 1087. The valley site was chosen in the vain hope that the church would be overlooked by Saxon raiders, but it was ransacked at least 7 times. Yet once you pass through the gatehouse separating it from the town and its stone walls come into view, it's as imposing as any of its contemporaries. The patron saint of Wales, St. David, was a Welsh bishop of the Catholic Church during the 6th century and was buried in the site's original structure. Construction for the existing cathedral was begun buried in the site's original structure. Construction for the existing cathedral was begun in the 1180s using purple-colored sandstone. And many famous characters frequently visited this small little city, including William the Conqueror in 1077, Henry II in 1171, and Edward I and Queen Eleanor in 1284. Now part of the Church of Wales, the cathedral holds historic treasures, including 800-year-old bishop staffs gilded with gold, 13th-century silver chalices, and a 1620 edition of the Welsh Bible. Even better, since St. David.
That is pretty huge. That is a pretty big building. And this foundation back here looks really decent. Like, that is real cool.
David's is located on the Pembrokeshire coast. It's an easy day stop when you're driving through.
Oh wow, you got a really good view from up here too. Look at this.
Through the area. Find it near the little shops and country pubs of St. David's and then head for a walk along the nearby coast. Number 7, Llandudno. Dubbed the Queen of the Welsh Resorts, Llandudno is the largest seaside resort town in Wales. Located on the north coast with views across the Irish Sea, this picture-perfect tourist destination lies between the Welsh mainland and the Great Orme, a peninsula inhabited since the Stone Age. It's a wonderful seaside town for a family holiday or getaway with your mates, as there are plenty of attractions that both children and grown-ups can enjoy. Built during the 1950s by the wealthy Mostyn family, Llandudno has all the attributes that wealthy Victorians looked for in a summer resort, including a promenade stretched along the town's northern beach, with a 700-meter pier jutting into the bay at the end. The town's unique promenade is free of the usual seaside shops and cafes, which were wisely placed behind the seafront to ensure Victorian visitors a more peaceful experience. The best views of the town and its surrounds are from the Great Orme, easily accessible by a heritage tramway. Built in 1902, the Great Orme Tramway climbs to the 200-meter summit of the headlands, where visitors can put on their hard hats for a self-guided tour of an old copper mine. The
Oh,
Great
that'd be
Orme in
cool.
Llandudno is not only jaw-dropping gorgeous, it's also world-famous. This limestone on the north coast of the country is a mini mountain, given the name Sea Monster by the Vikings. There's a laid-back sort of vibe to this county park, no need to rush, just sit back and enjoy the views. Hop on a cable car or take a ride on the tram, whichever way you reach the top of this 350-million-year-old beauty spot, you're then in prime position to explore the local history and archaeology, as well as keep an eye out of some of the
Look at
wildlife
this.
that call this habitat home. Adventurous sorts may even want to explore the Great Orme Mines, a network of Bronze Age tunnels deep underground and rich in fascinating history. The mines are open from March to October every year, so don't forget your hard hat and get ready to be wowed underground. Other fantastic attractions that can be visited throughout the area include Welsh Mountain Zoo, the smallest house in Great Britain, and National Trust Botanic Garden.
The smallest house in Great Britain. What is that? But yeah, those mines sound pretty cool to check out. I'd be into that.
Well connected by rail and road, Llandudno is a good base for touring Wales' spectacular north coast. Number 6, Pontcysyllt Aqueduct. A wondrous marvel to behold, the
Oh.
Pontcysyllt Aqueduct. Number 6,
That is neat. A water bridge? For boats? Now that is something else. Oh, it's an aqueduct. So was it an aqueduct they turned into, like, letting you be allowed to ride boats on it?
Pontcysyllt Aqueduct. A wondrous marvel to behold, the Pontcysyllt Aqueduct is an 18-arched stone and cast iron bridge
Thomas Telford, 1757 to 1834. Engineer. Wow.
that carries canal boats over the River Dee. The preeminent Georgian engineer Thomas Telford built the Pontcysyllt Aqueduct in 1805 to carry the canal over the River Dee. At 307 meters long, 3.6 meters wide, 1.7 meters deep and 38 meters high, it is the most spectacular piece of engineering on the entire UK canal system and the highest canal aqueduct ever built. In recognition of
Those boats are pretty cool looking too. They're kind of different, aren't they? Yeah, that'd be a neat little
this, the
trip.
aqueduct and an 11-mile stretch of the canal have been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In 1801, when the aqueduct was built, canals were an important means of transport for manufactured goods and raw material.
Let me go back for a second.
Canals were an important means of transport for manufactured.
Just that was funny. Just noticed this. Jones, the boats. My wife's father is from Wales. That's where he originated from. And that was their last name, Jones. I just thought that was kind of weird.
Goods and raw materials, and aqueducts were a more efficient means of carrying them across deep valleys than staircases of canal locks. A narrow walkway with a railing allows pedestrians to cross the bridge, but it's far more fun to cross it on a canal boat.
That's a tight
It's not
fit.
for those with a fear of heights, however, as your boat sits high on the
I bet
shallow
not.
canal, and it's a long way down to the river. If you're looking for a unique experience, try one of the horse-drawn boat trips that take you along the canal wharf in Llangollen. A fun alternative is to take a guided kayak tour across the aqueduct. So, with that in mind, if you're ready to walk across a very narrow bridge and get marvelous views of the Welsh countryside, don't forget to.
They basically kind of look like a houseboat inside. I seen a microwave and a counter and everything in there, so you have all the stuff you need. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Add this place to your Wales bucket list. Number 5, Conwy. Ever
Ooh,
wanted
look
to
at
visit the
that.
smallest house in Great Britain? Or a castle with some
Yeah,
of the
let's see the
earliest
smallest house
surviving
in Great
stone
Britain.
machicolations in Britain? Head to Conwy. While Conwy will only be a short little stop on your trip to Wales, this is definitely one of the coolest cities in the country. Conwy is a pretty little market town, surrounded on all sides by the imposing walls of Conwy Castle. Located on the north coast of Wales, just a short distance from Manchester, the small town of Conwy offers something for everyone: a stunning castle, medieval architecture, and plenty of great shopping. Steeped in history and featuring the gorgeous Conwy Castle, Conwy boasts beautiful views of both the surrounding countryside and the sea, a remarkable suspension bridge, lovely cobblestone roads, and of course, the quirkiest building you'll ever see. Exploring Conwy Castle, a great place to visit in Wales with kids. The dark stone fortress of Conwy Castle dominates the cityscape. Conwy is a great place to visit on a budget because one of its biggest and best attractions, the ancient fortified walls with their 20.
That's a nice looking building right there, eh? Wow.
21 towers are free to visit and walk around and offer brilliant views of the town and the nearby River Conwy. Built in the 1280s by Edward I, the castle's mammoth curtain walls and 8 round towers remain intact and imposing. Views from the battlements offer visitors a bird's-eye view of the castle's Great Hall and of the walls and towers that surround the medieval town. You can pretty much be your own guide here. Other interesting homes are the Elizabethan Plas Mar and the smallest house in Great Britain. For a small sum you can explore the castle itself, or if that doesn't tickle your fancy, how about squeezing into the smallest house in the UK, standing at just 10 by 6 feet.
He keeps mentioning the smallest house in the UK, but when are they going to show it to us?
If visiting in June, check ahead for news of the castle's annual Pirate Weekend. The National Trust's Abercrombie.
That'd be so crazy to live here and every day you walk out, you look down the street and you see a castle just sitting there. I guess you guys over there would be completely used to it and it's probably a bore, but we don't have any castles over here, so... And if we do, they're not real castles. They're just somebody made a castle because they wanted a castle.
Conwy House is Conwy's only surviving 14th century merchant's house and one of the first buildings constructed inside the town walls. There's also a magnificent Elizabethan house to explore, as well as a nature reserve and a Welsh food centre to stock up on local snacks to take home. With its Byzantine processional cross and 15th century screens, the Church of St. Mary's is worth a visit as well. Not to mention, Conwy is a great point for exploring other attractions in Wales. Such as Llandudno, which is a great pier, the Great Orme, which is a fantastic drive and features a cool cable car, Bodnant Garden, which is a century-old beautiful 80-acre garden, and you can easily slip to Snowdonia from here.
Oh, that's nice. That church, is it? I'm not sure. I'm sure he's gonna tell me, but it looks like a church. That looks pretty old.
Number 4, Brecon Beacons National Park. From one national...
Did they even show us the smallest house in UK he keeps talking about? I don't think he did.
Park to another. Wales is all about exploring the countryside, and Brecon Beacons is the perfect place to get back to nature. Brecon Beacons National Park encompasses one of the most beautiful parts of Wales. Named after the pair of nearly 900-meter hills situated in the heart of the park, Brecon Beacons features a landscape of rolling hills, rocky river valleys, grasslands and water meadows. With
Ooh. That would be neat.
Beautiful cascading waterfalls, moss-covered magical forests, lush green mountains, crystal clear lakes, and wondrous hikes that'll blow your hiking socks off, Brecon Beacons National Park is a fantastic destination in Wales. This hiker's paradise is bordered by 2 quite different sets of black mountains. The first, to the west, is the source of the River Usk, while to the east is the range that's famous for its wild ponies. Set against the striking backdrop of a sandstone mountain range, Brecon Beacons boasts plenty of attractions to keep you occupied during your visit. Most of the mountains in this 520 square mile park are higher than 1,000 feet, with many in excess of 2,000 feet, and are named after the red sandstone that causes them to resemble the beacons of light once used to warn of invaders. The park is dotted with archaeological remnants of Wales' long history too, including Neolithic cairns, Bronze Age standing stones, Iron Age forts and crumbling Norman castles. Be sure to explore the park's many caves and waterfalls.
That's quite the foundation right there.
Especially Henryd Falls at Coelbren. There are beautiful blue
Oh, is that a prison in the bottom there? It looks like a jail door right here.
lakes just waiting for you to slip into
Or was that more put on more recent just to keep people out type deal?
their tempting waters in a canoe or kayak, or even on a paddleboard. Just outside the park, near Abergavenny, you can tour a coal mine at Big Pit National Coal Museum. Its location away from the bright lights and smog of the city makes it an ideal destination for stargazing too. What could be more
Ooh, that looks yummy. What is that, shepherd's pie? I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. Looks good, whatever it is.
romantic than to just lie down together and stare at the stars? Not only romantic, it's free too. Other popular activities and things to do in Brecon Beacons include mountain biking, horse riding, canoeing, sailing, fishing, climbing, and camping. Additionally, the main town of Brecon is incredibly cute and perfect for walking around in. Or, if you want to breathe in the fresh air of Brecon Beacons, head out on the Brecon Mountain Railway to see the Welsh countryside. Or heck, if you're a more adventurous traveler, have a go at rock climbing. Brecon Beacons National Park has so many great activities for every type of traveler in a trip to Wales. The National Park Centre located near the city of Brecon is a good place to begin explorations of the park. Number 3, Portmeirion. Want to discover an unforgettable slice of Italy in Wales? Portmeirion is just that.
Wow.
Nestled on the northwest coast of Wales, Portmeirion is a truly beautiful Italian or Welsh village that's too stunning to miss. Portmeirion is a beautiful hotel resort and visitor attraction on
Yeah, that definitely doesn't look like it belongs there. It definitely looks like it's from somewhere else. But it definitely looks pretty cool. Like, that's really nice. I think they might have shown this in one of the other videos I watched, if I'm not
the
mistaken.
coast of Snowdonia National Park in Gwynedd, North Wales. Now, the town of Portmeirion doesn't look too much like other Welsh towns, but for good reason. Set on its own tranquil peninsula reading into the estuary, this fantastical collection of colorful buildings with a heavy Italian influence was masterminded by Welsh architect Sir Clough Williams-Ellis. As you stroll through this fantastical destination, the Italian-style architecture and bright-colored buildings evoke the feeling of visiting the relaxing Mediterranean. Built by Sir Clough Williams-Ellis between 1925 and 1975, Portmeirion was designed to resemble a quaint Italian fishing village. After buying the land that would later become the village in 1925, Williams-Ellis wanted to show the world how to develop an area without ruining its natural beauty. Starting in 1925, Sir Clough collected bits and pieces from disintegrating stately mansions and set them alongside his own creations to concoct this weird and wonderful seaside utopia. It was built to replicate the beauty of Italy within the tranquil landscape of Wales, and exploring its little streets is easily one of the best things to do in Wales. Taking inspiration from Mediterranean architecture, Portmeirion is an amazing place to visit. It's a great place to spend a day or even stay overnight in the gorgeous Portmeirion Hotel. Visitors staying overnight get the whole place to themselves once the gates are closed, when they can explore its beautiful gardens, fountains, church, and the coastal paths of the lower village. This village is also world-renowned for its pottery and designs, which are truly stunning. This stunning attraction has been the location for numerous films and TV programs, including the 1960s cult show, The Prisoner, and should definitely be included on your Wales sightseeing itinerary. Guided tours are available, and the resort's restaurants came highly recommended. A variety of shops are also located here, some selling the famous Portmeirion pottery. Today the buildings are all heritage listed, the site is a conservation area, and festivals, fairs, gigs and other events are frequently held here. If you're yearning to add a little pop of color and Italia to your trip, definitely add Portmeirion to your best.
Yeah, that would definitely be worth a visit. There's a lot. Looks like there's a lot of neat stuff in that area.
Of Wales list. Number 2, Pembrokeshire Coast. Who else loves sparkling blue ocean views, rocky cliffsides that make your heart skip a beat, endless sandy beaches, a coastline dotted with little islands, and alluring wildlife wherever you turn? Then the Pembrokeshire Coast National Park is your own personal heaven. Pembrokeshire National Park is one of the best coastal national parks in Wales and a gorgeous place to explore. Home to the only coastal national park in Wales, Pembrokeshire County encompasses the country's southwestern peninsula and offshore islands. It really is one of the best things to do in Wales if you love the countryside and rugged coast. This beautiful county is bordered by the sea on 3 sides, making the ideal place to visit for a coastal retreat. Some of the most imposing are found along the coast of the Pembrokeshire Peninsula, which juts out into the Irish Sea, much of it falling within the boundaries of Pembrokeshire Coast National Park. Visited by more than 4 million people each year, the national park is best known for the Pembrokeshire Coast Path, which winds for 300
You know, I don't think I could ever get sick and tired of these views. The views are just insane. Literally insane.
kilometers along cliff tops overlooking the craggy shoreline. You can best explore this magnificent scenery on foot along the dramatic Pembrokeshire Coast National Trail, finding villages like the picturesque little resort of Tenby, still partially enclosed by its medieval walls. The area is famed for its wildlife too. On a sun-filled day, you can take a kayak into the bay and keep your eyes
A kayak? We'd call that a kayak.
peeled for the local seals, dolphins and puffins that frequent Scomer Island. Alternatively, head over to Freshwater West Beach for a gorgeous beach day. Find a holiday cottage down by one of the exquisite
that's
beaches
nice.
or with cliff views so you can make the most of the wonderful destination during your visit and make sure you get out and about exploring the scenic natural landscape. For adrenaline junkies, opportunities for wind, kite and conventional surfing abound along the region's numerous beaches, and there are quaint fishing villages and ancient castles to explore as well. As elsewhere in Wales, adventurous travelers can find unique places to stay, including classic old farm cottages, gypsy caravans, or vintage railcars. Other Pembrokeshire coast highlights are
I still think that's pretty crazy to see all these boats just sitting on land like that. I know now it's because of the high and low tide, which I didn't know before. Why they're like that? Because we don't have no high or low tide around here like this. Like our high and low tide might, if you're lucky, you know, go up a rock a foot. It would be nothing like this.
Pembroke Castle, St. David's Cathedral, and idyllic fishing harbours such as Lough Garn, where Welsh poet Dylan Thomas lived for much of his life. His boathouse home above the bay is now a museum. The only coastal national park in Britain, Pembrokeshire has a lot to offer in terms of outdoor adventures, making it one of the best destinations in
Oh, are those cannons up there? That looks pretty cool.
South Wales. Just a word of caution, only ever go out with organized tours or guides. The tidal changes can be quite extreme, and conditions can change quickly.
Well, I can see that by how many boats are sitting out of water that the tides can change pretty dramatically. And I guess I said it happens twice a day. Yeah, that's we don't our boats, we just park our boats at a dock and they sit there and the water might move this much.
Always be cautious and listen to local, expert advice. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Be sure to subscribe.
Number 1, Snowdonia National Park. Towering mountains? Check.
Oh,
Cascading waterfalls? Check. Crystal clear lakes? Check. Wildly breathtaking views? Infinite checks. Snowdonia hails at the top of this list because it's a top destination in Wales that's a must if you decide to visit this amazing little country. Snowdonia National Park is one of the oldest parks within Wales and a stunning place to explore. Even cooler, Snowdonia has something to offer for everyone. It's easy.
So is that all slate there in the background, that rock? That all looks like slate. It's all flat. There's a lot of it there, wow.
One of the top places to go in Wales and particularly popular among keen walkers who can climb Snowdon, the highest mountain in the UK, or take the easy option and trundle up by train. Think of Wales and you'll likely think of Snowdonia.
Oh wow, could you imagine living there? Look at that. That is insane.
The beautiful range of mountains and hills located in the county of Gwynedd. Don't be fooled by the name, because Snowdonia is more than just a park, it's over 800 miles of beautiful and diverse landscapes and a place where people live, work and play. Although, Snowdonia isn't just one of the top places to visit in Wales because it's heaven for hikers. The mountains of the Snowdonia National Park in North Wales are one of the most popular places to visit in Wales. Home to Mount Snowdon, the tallest mountain in Wales, as well as other gentler inclines, Snowdonia offers the perfect mix of activities for a busy holiday. Consisting of 14 majestic peaks over 3,000 feet high, the most famous being the 3,546-foot Snowdon, the summit of which is accessible by train. A cog railway takes visitors to the top of Snowdon, the park's namesake and high.
Oh, look at that. That's a good view. That does look like a big mountain.
Highest peak. If you just like good views or are traveling as a family,
I do like good views. That's pretty crazy too.
with kids, head up to Snowdon Summit on the Snowdonia steam train. They also provide a stunning backdrop to the park's estuaries, lakes, rivers, slate mines and villages. Getting to the top of Mount Snowdon is definitely something you'll want to do as the views are incredible. Snowdonia can be seen as far away as Porthmadog on the west coast. The region remains one of the most popular vacation destinations in the UK, attracting some 4 million visitors a year. When you're here, it's easy to see why the area has features so heavily in local legends, including those based around King Arthur, who locals will insist was Welsh. Snowdonia is formed of several villages, each unique in character, boasting charming B&B accommodation and holiday cottages, cafes and restaurants, and always a pub with a roaring fireplace to warm your hands by after a long day out.
Doesn't look like you'd want to piss that goat off, would it? Look at those horns. He'd do some damage.
In the air. If you're an avid hiker or adventurer, the trails here are mind-blowing.
I was working on a farm 2 years ago. About maybe 2 years now, 2 summers ago. And that's what I was doing, was looking after goats. I had, I think, about 600 goats I looked after. None of them had horns like that. That's a big set of horns. Now, I did have a couple, though, bucks that had, like, one had the ram horns that spun around, and then there was these 2 red goats that had, like, these really thick, kind of like those, but not near as long. And it's funny because the one that had, like, the spiral horns, and I think he was, like, brown and white, and then the big red one who was the alpha of the group, we kept the males away from all the other ones. We had, like, probably 10 different males, some ranging from baby to full grown, and they would sit there and just fight, like they would just smash each other. I filmed them a few times, just like crack each other, and the sounds of their skulls just and their horns hitting was insane. I remember one they did it, they get right up on their back feet and they'd smash into each other. And the one would drop right to his knees because he got hit so hard. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, goats are pretty neat.
There are many walking routes throughout the whole park, taking in the mountain scenery, rivers, lakes, and valleys, including lots of options for families.
What is that? What is this? Like, I get this bridge, how this was all done, but what exactly is that? It doesn't look safe to walk across. Is it safe to walk across? Like, that's crazy.
Pushchairs and wheelchair users. Snowdonia National Park is also one of the most popular hiking destinations in Britain, boasting more than 1,479 miles of market trails. Hiking is.
Was this like an original bridge to here, something that somebody built in and actually you can walk across that? It doesn't look safe to me, but what do I know? And then this one got built over top or something? Like, that is, like, how'd they even get that to stay there as they were building it? That's weird.
Is a popular activity in Snowdonia, and there are Neolithic burial cairns and Roman ruins to explore in the park too. Climbing is also popular here, as are mountain biking and horse riding.
Oh,
But
that's
who says
nice.
you have to walk everywhere? You can scale a mountain one day and go hiking or rambling the next, follow the biking trails, take a scenic trip on a train, or even try out a zipline.
Oh, look at that.
Take to the sky with a ride on what's believed to be the world's fastest at Zip World, or roar along the ground with a quad bike adventure in Worth, Wales. However, you get here, the views from the summit are incredible and extend from the coast all the way to Bala Lake. Plus, Snowdonia National Park is also home to many bird of prey's red kites. There are even breeding centers in the Dovey.
So, I said in one of my last videos, which I was completely wrong about, which that happens a lot. I didn't think people made these anymore. These dry stone walls or fences, I guess they're called walls, um, serves the purpose of a fence. But yeah, I just thought they were left behind from, back in the day when that's what they did. And I made the comment that you wouldn't get people today to do that. Well, I was wrong because someone told me about a channel. I can't think of it right now off the top of my head. Um, but that's they just do this dry stone work, and I've watched a bunch of the videos, and like I'm just like, wow. Um, that's that's some hard work there. Um, and the reason I said that I didn't think people did anymore, because around here you wouldn't see that much anymore. Like there may be specialty guys that would do it, to repair old stuff and whatnot, but you would never see new stuff really put up. Not in the area I'm living in, anyways. Like people have just gotten lazy. So to build stuff out of stone takes a little bit of backbone. But I'm thinking about putting one in my backyard, to be honest. I have a little small rock, like the land kind of drops down a step, and I built like a rock retaining wall type deal. But I'm thinking about getting more stones and actually build one of these because after watching the videos, I want to make one. But um, and yeah, I've never been lazy. I have ADHD, so I got more energy than I know what to do with. So I'd have no problem doing this for a day or two, building it. Um, I'm sure it'd be hard on you after doing it for your whole life, but it'd only take me a day or two to build my backyard's not very big anyway, and I'm only doing it in one portion. But yeah, I'm very impressed at the fact that people still do this.
Valley, where you can see the kites in their natural habitat. To take it down a notch, you could visit the exquisite gardens, castles and
And a question I never did get answered. What's with the stones on the top though? Is this just to stop things from jumping over because it's kind of sticking up and sharp? Um, because I noticed they always do that. They always have the stones like either leaning or standing up, flat ones all across the top. And I'm not sure of the purpose of that. Look at that view.
ancient burial sites throughout the mountains, or explore the banks of one of the beautiful lakes. Llangwin is always a wonderful choice. A couple other great activities for explore the Lechwood Slate Caverns, have some laughs at Greenwood Forest Park, or check out all the awesome things to do at Zip World. If you've got time, head over to Cader Idris, go ziplining at one of the world's fastest lines, or chill out and explore Lynn
Ooh,
Pattern.
look at that.
It's beautiful at sunset. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watchzilla.
Well, I agree with those picks. I don't know about you guys. I'm sure a lot of the people that are going to watch this video have been there, have seen it all. Let me know if that would be your top 10 picks, or did they overlook some stuff? Because when they did the top 100 places in UK, I don't think they touched on Wales at all, and a lot of people were upset about that. They said there was a lot of beautiful stuff in Wales, and that they just didn't bother to even talk about them in the 100 best places in UK. But yeah, this video was made by Watchzilla. So if you want to go check out the actual video, I'll put the link down below. And if you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be awesome. I'm very impressed with that, with everything I saw there. I think it was all amazing. But like, it seems like everything I see over there is amazing. There's just so much history, and I'm so obsessed with like old stuff and like history basically, that I'm just in awe of like everything you see, every building. It's insane. You know, like over here we got subdivisions being slammed in with cookie cutter houses where they all just look alike, and it's such a bore. Plastic siding on the houses, and yeah, where all this stuff has character. But anyhow, I want to thank you for watching my video, and you have yourselves a great day, and I hope to see you, or I hope you come to see me on another video. All right, thanks for now.